Hello and welcome back to our pre-match show as Colchester United are facing Tranmere Rovers here at the JobServe Community Stadium in just over half an hour. My name is Chris, but before we get into the show, we'd like to send our best wishes to Lee Partridge, our usual host, who is currently recovering from an illness at home. Right, let's get into the show then. We'd just like to remind fans that if you cannot be here at the stadium this afternoon, you can head to our website and purchase an iFollow pass. Right, let's talk about Jaden February first, who has signed a new contract with the U's that will keep him here until 2025. But before we get into any details about that, let's hear from Ben Garner and his pre-match thoughts.
Ben, Tranmere on Saturday, how important has it been for you and the coaching staff to have a whole week with the lads, including the new guys that you've brought in during the last bits of the transfer window?
Yeah, obviously really important to firstly gel the new players, get them integrated into the group, but also time on the training ground to make sure that we perform at the levels that we're capable of and set standards of what we want, because those standards that I want weren't there on Saturday, and we need to make sure they are this week against Tranmere. And if we hit our levels and we get our performance right, then we'll give ourselves a fantastic chance of winning the game. But if we don't have the right application intensity, which was the case on Saturday, then every team in League Two can beat you if you're not at it on your day. So that's our focus this week, making sure that we put a performance in that firstly we want to see, and secondly that the supporters can get right behind.
Tell us a bit more about the new players that have come in, because we spoke to you Saturday about the game generally, but we've not really spoken about the new guys, especially Cameron coming in after the window shut on Monday. Yeah,
we've been really patient with Cam. He's a player that we identified a good few weeks ago, and Dimitri's been speaking to him and his agent regularly, and we were always in the background with that one, if you like, and it was just waiting for Cam to make his final decision. He had options here and abroad. But he's the type of player that we wanted, and also the type of character. I think he's not only bringing quality, he's bringing leadership and experience to the group, which is what we very much need in that area of the pitch. So absolutely delighted that we've managed to get him into the football club, and it's been great working with him this week on the grass, and looking forward to seeing him play on the pitch.
Yeah, and is that kind of where we're at as a club? You know, we do have to play a little bit of cat and mouse during the window, because we're obviously fighting against other clubs wanting quality players to come in. Yeah,
of course. You know, we have to be realistic that where we are as a League Two club, where we are in terms of what we can pay, and even geographical factors to come into it as well. So there's a lot goes in behind the scenes, and sometimes you can take a player short term to fulfil those first few weeks of the season, and we could have done that and potentially been a bit stronger as a squad during that period, but for us, it's a season as a whole, and it's even beyond that, looking longer term with some of the sign-ins. So it was important that we got what we felt were the right players in, and now we've got to get them integrated as quickly as we can, gel the group as quickly as we can, and win games of football.
Yeah, and taking on Tranmere on Saturday, over the last 18 months, year or so, it seems that they're in a bit of a transition between having lots and lots of experienced players and kind of a bit what they will want as a better blend. That's seen them struggle a little bit last season, and of course they've had a not a great start this season. Yeah,
I mean, I've watched obviously a lot of their recent games, and still got lots of quality within their squad. They've got good leadership within their team as well, and a lot of their games have been very fine margins, and probably similar to us in many ways. And it will be a tough game, and our focus needs to be on us. We prep on Tranmere, we respect them, we understand their strengths, we try to identify obviously where we think we can hurt them. But ultimately for me it's about getting us right. If we get it right as we did at Gillingham, we're capable of beating anyone, home or away. But if we don't apply ourselves fully and correctly like Walsall, then we can lose the game as we did. So for me it's about consistency now in our approach, our intensity. And we've, as a football club, we've had the best part of 3-4 years in the bottom six of League Two, and that needs to change. The whole mentality around a football club needs to change. So I understand that the only way to get away from that is by improving, by working hard, by changing the mindset. There's a lot of work to do on that front, but we're here to do it.
And the few hundred fans that are at Gillingham have obviously seen us get that first win of the season. I suppose you'll be wanting now to get that other monkey off our back with the first home win.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I want to see performance. You know, a performance at Gillingham leads to the result. And that's football. If you perform well and do the right things, the result naturally follows, and that's how we've got to be. And we want to get that first home win in front of our supporters. And listen, we'll take any win on Saturday, as anyone would, but for me, I'd like to see a good performance. I'd like to see a performance that the supporters can be proud of and can get behind. There's a good connection, I think, with the players and the supporters, and they've been really patient during this opening period of the season. You could see the connection at Gillingham, and that's what we want. We want to grow that and build that and become a more successful and dominant team in this division.
Ben Garner says that if his players do the basics right, they'll be able to put in a fantastic performance like they did against Gillingham in a 3-0 away game. Speaking of Gillingham, we will be launching our Goals of the Month campaign later this week. So let's have a look at the contenders, including the 3 at Priestfield. Some fantastic strikes in there, and we will let you know how you can vote for your favourite goal next week, but it's just a sample. Anyway, let's get back to this afternoon's action, and we heard earlier that Jaden February has signed a new 2-year deal with the U's. We caught up with him at Florence Park earlier this week, and he was obviously very delighted.
Jaden, big game coming up on Saturday, but before we start talking about that, you must be really pleased you're signing a new contract for the next 2 years here.
Yeah, just thank God, and I'm really proud and happy for my family. It's a big step in my career. And thanks to everyone involved, and it's a happy day for me.
Yeah, and you must feel that you've kind of been looking like you're in and around the first team all the time now, starting games. So you must feel that you've done quite well. Yeah,
that was the plan for pre-season. I had a chat with the gaffer at the end of last season, and it's about having a strong pre-season and pushing for a starting place. And I feel like I got a stronger case to build and just take every game as it comes and try to solidify my place in the team. And
you're one of quite a few young players in the squad at the moment. How important is it that you listen to all the advice you're given, not just you but the other young players as well, from the experienced players and the coaching staff?
Yeah, it's really important because we're learning every day, and this is my first professional season, so I'm just enjoying the challenges that I face every day and every game, and just taking every day as it comes and just learning from it.
Yeah, and obviously you coming into the team and playing games, you feel the same frustrations and disappointments when games like last Saturday come about and you didn't quite reach the levels that we did the week before against Gillingham?
Yeah, of course it's not happy when we're not winning, and especially coming off the back of a win and playing the way that we did was really disappointing as a team and frustrated, but now we just have to build from that and rectify the performance on Saturday.
Yeah, and obviously on Saturday there might be one or two new faces in the squad. How's training gone with the new guys and how have they settled in and how have you got to know them all?
Yeah, they've been brilliant. They've settled into the squad really well, like off the pitch as well. I knew Jay from my time at West Ham before, and I knew some of the other players. So yeah, they've really gelled in the group, and it's a strong group going into the season now.
Like you say, you came in from West Ham. How nice is it, or even important is it, that you know one or two players in the dressing room before you come to a new club?
Yeah, I think with anything in life, like if you're having a new job or something, it's important to know like some people, because then you can gel into the environment better. And I think it's good for the lads